Folks, I want to thank you for coming over here today and checking out the channel here at Gideon's Tactical. Today we're going to be talking about 3 items that Leatherman has released for the 2017 market. And really what I believe is the good, the bad, and the straight up ugly. Now, earlier this year, I had the opportunity to head over to the Leatherman booth at SHOT Show. I was really excited. I own probably 12 different multi-tools from Leatherman that I regularly use in my rotations. I love their designs. So I was really pumped for the first time being at SHOT Show to go check out their booth, see what they had coming up for 2017. And what was really weird to me is that it looked like they just basically took really well-known designs, classic designs that I personally own. They took the Leatherman Juice, this is the S2 version. They basically took this design and they took this design, the Skele-Tool, and this is the CX version. Both of these multi-tools I love. And they said, what makes these great? And what makes these multi-tools, and let's break them apart. Let's literally like rip them apart and just sell them in pieces. That's kind of the concept that it seems like the Leatherman team came up with for this year's designs. So we'll hit the good, the best of the 3 so far that I've seen. And that's the Skele-Tool KB. Now this is basically an EDC pocket knife that we're gonna look at and we're gonna be discussing here in just a moment. And they decided to make this just a really lightweight EDC pocket knife. Literally, it's just a blade, and then they added a pocket clip with a little bottle opener that we're gonna discuss here in just a moment, made it really lightweight. But literally what they did was they took this arm of the Skele-Tool, as you can see right there, it is literally the exact same thing in every way, and they literally just removed the bit holder here and then added a pocket clip on the other side, and that's what they decided to do. So they took the Skele-Tool blade piece and just broke it off and removed, literally unscrewed these little bolts right here, slid this little guy out, and then added a pocket clip. That's what they decided to do with the KB Skele-Tool, which is their pocket knife version. So now let's talk about the actual pocket knife, how it performs, and why, in my mind, of the 3 broken designs from Leatherman, this is the best. So let's run through some basic specs here on the KB, and the KBX is the serrated version. They'll have more colors than just the black and satin. And we will have links in the description below over to Amazon. This is going to run you about 20 bucks, which I think is a great deal for what you are getting. USA made, compact, 420 high carbon steel blade, plain edge or serrated, depending on KB or KBX versions. I always go plain edge. It just gives me more to work with, in my opinion. I'm just not a fan of serrated blades. Now, I've always loved this design. That's why I have, let me bust it out here, the Skele-Tool in plain edge. I mean, you can see there again, just to show you, this is literally the exact same thing. Now, what I love is just this reverse sheep's hoof design here. Great tip, nice and strong though. Great grind with that secondary edge. Just made this a great slicer, just like my other Skele-Tool. I mean, it is a wicked little EDC knife. The blade is going to be 2.6 inches overall, so it's definitely a compact, smaller pocket knife. This is not a tactical blade. This is not really even a woods folder in my mind. I wouldn't do any sort of woods carving or stuff like that. You could use it on a hiking trip if you're not going to do any woods craft, but I wouldn't use this on woods crafting. This is for cutting open packaging, so maybe doing a little bit of food prep if it's pretty small and compact, and that's about it. Cutting cardboard, that sort of thing. Now, it's ultra lightweight at 1.3 ounces. That's another huge thing. I love lightweight blades, so it's ultra light, which I really like a lot. Nice and slim as well, and the close length is going to be 3.45 inches, so about 3.5 inches is the handle that you got to work with. I wear large size gloves, as you guys know, and so when I'm gripping the knife, and my pinky is just kind of resting on the very tail end. So it's, again, you're not going to get this huge amount of leverage, and you're going to be, cutting all day long. This is just for lightweight EDC, everyday cutting tasks. We got that little liner lock that works great. We got that brass bushing in there that really, bronze bushing that really makes the opening and closing smooth with that little hole right there. Very easy to do. It is a righty only, so sorry lefties, you're out of luck. You cannot switch the blade, or the pocket clip. It is tip down only. That's not a huge thing that I prefer, but for this little guy, it doesn't really bother me too much. Tip down only though, no tip up. And as you can see there, we got a pocket clip that works also as a bottle cap opener. That's doable. It's pretty thin and sharp, so it tends to tear your bottle caps. It doesn't tend to just lift them right off. So you got to do like one pop and then another pop to try and get that bottle cap off. It will get it off every time, but it more tears the bottle cap than just keeps it, you know, intact and popping it off. So something to consider there, but very deep ride as well in your pocket when you are carrying this. You're not going to worry about this falling out. So guys, in all, I mean, for a little tiny compact EDC knife that gives you a bottle cap opener, I'll dig it. And for 20 bucks USA made, there's not a lot you can complain about. So now next up is the Leatherman B2, which is literally just taking the concept of one of the arms off of the Juice here, which is a well-known Leatherman tool, loved in the community. Just taking one of these arms and then just putting two blades on one portion of it. Now, one is a plain edge, one is a nice kind of sheep's hoof, snub nose, safety designed, you know, rope cutting serrated blade. Now, in concept, when I saw this on the table at SHOT Show, I was like, yeah, maybe I could see, you know, a slip joint, you know, knife overseas. I bet you a lot of people overseas would dig that. I don't see too many serrated kind of sheep's hoof design slip joints out there on the market. But once I picked this up and bought it and started to use it, I was really disappointed, not only in the strength of the slip joint. I just kept on, when I was cutting rope and nylon and material, it kept on wanting to collapse on me, and I haven't had that issue with like Swiss Army knives and other Leatherman tools that are on the market that don't have a locking mechanism. But on top of that, the main issue that I had was that there is no way to attach this to anything. There is not a key ring or a D-ring like there is on the original Juice model. This would have been awesome to have something like this that just folds in, folds out, so that you could put something, you know, there are those aftermarket little D-ringed pocket clips, so you could carry it in your pocket that way, or just run a lanyard through it, put it on a carabiner, something like that, because this is literally what you see is what you get. You throw this in your pocket, and I guarantee you, you sit down anywhere, this is going to slide right out and you're going to lose your Leatherman tool. So that was just really annoying to me, and just the fact that the blades kept on wanting to disengage, you know, and more so than any other slip joint I've ever used, just because of the weakness of the springs and the locking mechanism or the retention mechanism was just so weak right here. Just really left me with a thought in my head of this could have been okay for those overseas that are looking for slip joint, you know, knives and just want something from the US, want a Leatherman tool, and have left me just saying why. It's bad. I don't know why I would buy it. So let's run in a few basic specs just so you guys, again, get in concept how this guy is looking, obviously with that aluminum body there. Now this is going to be 3.2 inches overall length, and it's going to weigh in again at 1.3 ounces, so ultra lightweight. The blade lengths are 2.2 inches, so a little bit shorter. This one is, I mean, in performance wise, it was fine. You know, I mean, it's 420 high carbon, again, satin blade, hollow grind, good, precise, you know, cutter for your EDC tasks. It's going to cut everything that you'll put against it. It will do it. But again, the joint is so weak from what I experienced that kept on wanting to do that to me when I would really bear down and cut and go through a cord or something like that. Now, really lightweight box cutting, it probably will not do that. But for me, it was just, it was unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. Every other slip joint type of knife I have just did not fail on me and want to collapse on my hand like this model did. And I think it's just because these joints right here are pretty weak and there's not a really strong retention spring that's holding it into place there. So that'll get all your EDC tasks, though, the blade shape I'm talking about in itself. And then on the other end here, again, that serrated blade did great going through cordage again, but it wanted to collapse on me every time, which was super annoying. A little bit of jimping there as well on this side, which was also kind of interesting to see. So, I mean, there it is in a nutshell, but to not have a little lanyard attachment was kind of a shocker to me. I thought it would have that, and you just got to dump this in your pocket and hope to God it doesn't fall out, which it's going to at some point. It does come in a couple different colors, and it will run you about $20 as well. So if the joint worked a little bit better and was a little tighter and there was a lanyard attachment, I think it would be decent for 20 bucks. As it stands right now, it's just not for me at all. And again, I just want to touch on this because you may ask me, well, isn't the the regular juice multi-tool an issue for you with the slip joint. It is not. I did a bunch of cutting with it, and it's got a tighter lockup on the blade. When I press down on it, it doesn't want to deploy onto my finger. These ones are just not as strong for some reason. I don't know why, if it was just my model or what, but this juice multi-tool slip joint has a much stronger resistance. I got to push a lot harder to disengage the blade and get it to go back into the body than on this little B2. And finally, to the straight up ugly, the Juice CS3. So they basically took the Juice CS4, which is the full size multi-tool, with these with these 4 capabilities, which is, they took that arm exactly like you saw on the B2, and what they did was offer you a can opener, a bottle cap opener, a corkscrew, and a pair of scissors. Who is going to carry that, and who's going to pay like $20 to $25 for that? Aside from tuna eating, wine drinking, beer drinking, bow cutting, user, I don't know what that would be good for, aside from just throwing in your drawer at your kitchen, or maybe throwing it in like a camping kit that you're not going to take anywhere except like car camping. And there are way cheaper options that are out there that have very similar tools on there that you can just get, like at Bed Bath & Beyond or something like that. So in concept, I'm like, why? I mean, it just is ugly. As soon as I saw it there on the table at SHOT Show, I was just like, I don't know who is going to buy that. I mean, I literally have no idea who will see usefulness in this. That doesn't even have a screwdriver. I mean, there's like nothing. I mean, it's literally a kitchen tool. So maybe if you want to rock a kitchen tool, at your home from Leatherman, maybe, and you're just like a Leatherman nut and you just love it, love it, love it, and you're willing to drop the money for that, rock on. I'm sure the tools will work good for you. I'm not even going to waste my time purchasing one because I would never, ever own one, and I don't know too many people who would. So that is really, in a nutshell, what is interesting, that Leatherman decided to go this direction and giving us basically the good in the Skeletal KB, the bad with the Juice B2, and the ugly with the Juice CS3. So with the juices, I would just totally forget those even existed. And with the Skeletal KB and its variant with the serrated version, just depending kind of on color combinations, what you would like to do, I like the Skeletal. I mean, I think it's a great little option. It's really compact. It's really lightweight. I think a lot of like your girlfriends, your wives would love it, or you yourself are just looking for a really compact, lightweight folder. I think it's a great like gift item. I think like at weddings, birthdays, like those type of things that you know that you either have to buy several of them, stocking stuffers around Christmas time. I think they'll fly off the shelves, because there is definitely value to me in how lightweight, compact. It does have a bottle opener, and I just love the Leatherman blade shape on that with that reverse tanto and the grind angles that they put on it for the $20 price point for a US little pocket knife. I think that they did, even though in concept they just stole from another multi-tool, the performance, when we talk purely performance and just aesthetics, I think it's there if you are looking for that compact EDC knife. And I hope that Leatherman continues to experiment. 1 out of 3 isn't a great track record in my mind, but at least one of the 3 designs this year from SHOT Show that I saw was a good design that I was pleased with. And I hope that they continue to experiment, and hopefully they'll find some more designs that really connect with us in the market. But for me, guys, I'm sure probably for most of you, you would be in that same market that out of these 3 tools that we have looked at today, we have a good, we have a bad, and we have the ugly. So I want to thank you so much for coming over here today, checking out the channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Any questions that you have, I'll answer in the comments below. Check us out on all the relevant social media. That's a great way to see what's up and coming. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.